drill here we call soft landing. This drill will develop your feel for getting the cue ball right back to the center of the table. How critical it is to be able to play to the center of the table so often. And this drill will really push you through the paces of making sure from every possible way to work the rails, you're coming back into position. So put 6 balls on the table in front of your pocket, knocking out the middle of the table, exercise, and then start with ball again for each shot. Pocket balls in order, and then get the ball landing on the napkin each single time. Of course, you start with ball in hand. You can even get a little creative if you like with this drill. You can have someone else place the cue ball for you into different positions, and but still not the same. You want to land right back on the napkin, coming in off the side pocket here with the 8 ball. This is a really great challenge to work this way, coming in off 2 lanes. Of course, you could practice even drawing it straight out of the napkin, and coming right into your 9 ball, right up one single rail, stopping there. This drill really develops your feel for getting the cue ball back to the center of the table.
Hey everyone, Dominic Esposito, your drill instructor. Welcome to tonight, the clinic. Okay, I'm pretty excited about tonight. So first, we are really live. This is really live. Secondly, it is July in 2024. So I'm going to make sure I time dated this one. This month is going to be really special because in addition to some great teaching I want to do, let me tell you in advance, this particular episode is going to be a little bit lengthy because I'm getting some mail from people who are asking me questions about patterns, playing patterns. How do I know how to select the right shot? Really? And I want to teach you about that tonight. But first, before I do, this whole month, I want to, first of all, say thank you to our sponsor for the lighting. Okay, we got perimeter lighting, which is the absolutely greatest lighting. Look, I don't have to have all kinds of, this is it. This is so perfect up here. In fact, what I'm about to do is I'm going to raise the camera for just a moment, and I want you to be able to see the perimeter lighting as I put it up here on my table. As you know, I have a big 10-foot Bigfoot table. There's my lighting on top. That's absolutely sensational. Now, any one of those completely covers a 9-foot table. But because of the size of the room and everything I have going on here, this is the way I really wanted to do it. And so that's the first thing I want to share with you. Diamond Billiard Products, another great sponsor. And this month, Diamond Billiard Products, as a promotion of launching the new Drill Instructor Training Studio, is I want to give away some stuff. Really, for the first time, I'm really giving stuff away through my sponsors, and I have never done that before. I've been doing this show since October of 2016, and yeah, it's really been a good period of time now. We're coming up on 8 years. In that period of time, we've had, I was just going back over the past several weeks. Like last week, I've already had like 1.4 million views. And so many more. But I really appreciate the time that so many of you take to call me and tell me how you're doing, and you write me, you have a lot of questions, and I do my very best to either write you, but tonight's a little bit more of a complex show, and I'm gonna cover this, but what's gonna happen this month is we have 5 Tuesday nights. So I'm using tonight as the main promotion. First things first, Diamond has sent me some fantastic things to give away. They sent me the brand new official Diamond rack. They sent me some t-shirts, and they've sent me some official tournament cue balls. Now, what I'd like to do is I want to give these away. So all this week, what I'm going to ask you to do is either write me, send me some video, show me some shot that you're pretty good at, or send me something from a clip from a league night or whatever it may be. Share something that you really have learned that I could pass on to someone else, whatever it may be. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick every week for the next 5 weeks, starting tonight. So in other words, I'm going to announce this week, tonight's winner on next Tuesday night show, okay? and then we'll do it each week after that. I'm going to personally sign. Diamond has sent me these official cue balls from Aramith, which is beautiful. I'm going to personally sign the cue ball for you with your name from me to you and the Drill Instructor logo signature that I always love to do. Official Diamond, professional Diamond t-shirts, okay? I really think they do a really cool job with these, okay? And the rack. So I'm going to pick 3 winners each week for the next 5 weeks because they sent me 5. I was hoping it was going to work out like that. And then we will announce the names, and we will be sending these out to you as just a great big thank you. And so let's get on with the show for tonight. Again, tonight's going to be a touch lengthy because I want to go over some things that, I don't know, a lot of you, here's the fundamental thing I've said to you so many times. You need to shoot the right shot and shoot the shot right. Now, 8-ball, this is a big deal. Rotation games like 7, 9, 10, even 15-ball. The next ball, the next sequential ball, you're going to shoot the right shot. You have to shoot the 2-ball because that's the ball. But if you have stripes or solids, then you have to choose. Well, so I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to shoot the right shot, and then I want to teach you how to shoot the shot right a little bit. But I especially tonight want to focus on, number 1, how to read a pattern. Yeah. Number 2, how to create a pattern. If you can't read it, then you better know how to create one. And if you don't have one to read and you don't have one to create, what's your third option? The third option is, I've told you before, it's the ODO option. You strike an offense-defense option that you're going to take a chance at, which you think you want to do. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then by all means, well, let's lock them up. Yeah, and maybe you'll get ball in hand out of it. So I'm going to go, again, tonight's going to be a special class because I want to get into this detail. So if a lot of you whiners and complainers who go, why are you taking so long? Hey, you know, I appreciate you all, but you're more advanced players most of the time. Well, why don't you take it as an opportunity to, as if you were coming to one of my pool instructor schools. By the way, next week, Thursday the 11th, I'll be in Illinois because I've been invited to teach at the Pool Instructors Summit, and I'm going to be one of the featured instructors, and I will be teaching the art of jumping, and I love that. So, but in the meantime, all of the rest of you, you're going to have an opportunity to take away from tonight, and truly this is something I generally can only do on a real one-to-one, one-on-one, because I need to know your skill level. I need to be able to see your body type. I need to be able to get into your head and get your knowledge base. I need to understand how experienced are you in competition, because based on those kinds of parameters and a couple of others, I can determine how to teach you at the level you're at, wherever you are. So this is where I've shared with you before, instruction and coaching. And instruction, like tonight, I'm going to see if I can't teach you some things you just don't know. But coaching, it's not me trying to tell you so much things you don't know, but I'm drawing out of you nuances and tweaking things in order for you to be more optimally performing yourself. Okay, so here we go. Let's get back here. I'm going to check and make sure, are we really running? Because I didn't have anybody back here technical directing. Yeah, this is pretty good. Uh-oh, what's that on my screen? That's pretty funny. I didn't see anything behind me, so what am I supposed to do? I wanted to play some, I just wanted to play some stuff in the background here for you guys to, I'll tell you what, let's just, well, you know what? You get all this on DITV. All right, let's shut the TV for now. By the way, any day now, I'm hoping so. They're going to get all my overhead cameras installed, and technically what you're going to see on that screen is the overhead of the table of just what's going on. So I'm going to start to get into more multiple camera angles. Okay, let's throw a couple of balls on the table, and we're going to start with 9-ball, okay? And by starting with 9-ball, I can get through this rather quickly because I want to get, for those players who are in the 8-ball, which is a much tougher scenario to work with. Okay, here we go. So that's enough on the table for now. Let's get a cue ball out. Okay, now point here is, I'm going to throw a cue ball out there somewhere. You know you're on the one ball. This is more about shooting the shot right. You don't have a choice. You're on the one. Certainly there might be an easier shot to shoot, but that's just the way it goes. So one of the key things I'm going to do tonight is teach you how to learn to shoot the shot right in order to understand patterns. And then we're going to move off to this quickly. The answer to this is twofold. Number one, you use either one-on-one with me, DITV, you already have books and DVDs, you send me something specific, show me the setup, what should I do, and you take it from there. And by the way, the book, the 52 last two ball drills, how to shoot the key ball and get straight in shape on the winning ball. The benefit of that book, you can apply it to any two shots on the table, but I show you the multiple ways the particular shot can be shot in that situation, depending on the particular game you're playing or any other obstacle balls that would be out there. So one of the key things I'd like you to do is you set up a shot, and I'm gonna walk through this right now, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I haven't hit a ball all day, so this is ball one. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna give you an example of how to learn to shoot a shot right, okay? So here we go. Number one, and like I said, to all of you just joining me, thank you tonight. Remember, I want you sending me a bunch of stuff so I can do the giveaways. I want you writing me so I can respond to you. But I especially want you, if you're going to take some notes, if I don't say something tonight, you want to write me with more clarification, I'll try to get back to you. But here's the first things I want you to do. We're going to take a piece of chalk or whatever you choose to use, mark the ball that you're going to have on the table. There's where your cue ball is. And from the one ball to the two ball, okay, we're going here. Now, in a scenario like this where you might run into other balls, it's a helpful idea to just go ahead. I like to see what I'm doing. I like to just put a small dot on the table with a piece of chalk. Those little white doily things, I hate them. So don't talk to me about why you like them. I respect you that you like them, but that's all there is to that.
Hey, what can I do for you?
Oh my gosh, Bert Lavoy, welcome to the show, everybody. Bert Lavoy is on the air with us. I'm trying something new tonight, Bert. I am actually working with some invited guests. I don't know how that feature works. I just saw it on the phone, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And I think everybody can hear you. I just saw the invitation.
Yeah, I saw the invitation. I was on the phone call with a client, but
so I invited three
am I
people.
sideways? My face looks sideways on this.
Oh, I have no idea what you look like because I can't see anything, and our overhead cameras aren't in yet. And then we're doing with camera and camera, so I can actually see what you're seeing, and it's going to be so cool. But in the meantime, I can hear your voice, and I have you in my ears on my my Bluetooth. So if you've caught up so far, I'm teaching how to shoot the right shot, how to shoot the shot right. I'm teaching how to read pattern, how to create a pattern, or the audio options patterns. So I'm getting a lot of mail about that, and I'm just going to do tonight. I've already announced this is going to be a long-term extended session. So I want your interjection as well. If you have something to say, please do. I invited a couple of others. I invited Rob Gear. If he's there, he can chime in. I invited James Brown. If he's there, he could chime in. And in the future, I want to start inviting the rest of you. I think this would be so cool. Okay.
By the way, I only got about
so hang
8-9 minutes.
Okay, but remember, you're live with about 50,000 people on the air, so they can hear everything you're saying with me. Good. Hi, y'all. So the first thing we're going to learn is how to learn a shot. Because in whether you're shooting 8-ball or 9-ball, when it comes to pattern play, if we reduce that issue of shooting the right shot, and as we covered before, with 8-ball, you got a selection issue. So you need to shoot the right shot. But in rotation games, you're just on the next lowest number ball. So you don't have an option, that's the shot. So you go to point 2 is how to shoot it right. So what we're going to do is, first things first, I've marked the table, and I've got the 1 ball and the cue ball, and I'm back here on the 2 ball, and I have to make a decision on this pattern. And remember, we use a 3-ball rule. The 3-ball rule is if I can see 3 open, clear shots that I think I can manage to make and perform with, I'm on offense. But if I can't see 3 clear, open shots, I'm on defense. I just need to determine if it's the 1, the 2, or the 3 that I might execute that defensive shot on you at that point. But I do know my problem is I won't be able to get really comfortable about getting past these 3. Now, when I say this to you, I'm speaking to you players who have not yet developed the skill level to really move that cue ball in very controlled ways where you're breaking out a cluster and getting yourself in a more favorable, rearranging the table. And the reason why I say it that way is because, as a general rule, if you don't intentionally know how to do that, at least 80% of the time, you will not run out. You will mess up if you run into another ball you didn't intend to run into with the cue ball. Okay, so here's what we do. First things first. Number one, if you don't know what's going to happen, you just shoot the shot with a dead center ball, period. And pay attention to what the cue ball does. Now, you got to make the object ball, but let's pay attention. So I'm going to go through a practice routine right now, and I'm going to take about 1 minute, and I'm going to pretend I'm someone who is trying this for the first time. Now, remember, we already marked the table, and here we are. So I'm looking for the 1 ball. I'm coming to the 2. I'm trying to decide what to do. In this case here, one of the first things I'm looking to suggest is if I tried to draw this, I got too much clutter here, and I could potentially scratch. If I tried to go deep into the corner, that 7's in my way, but this is a pretty wide open path right here. You see this? Right here is pretty wide open, and I could potentially come up 3 rails. Look at how nice that is for the 2 ball. From the 2 to the corner, I could stop right here, set up on the 3. From the 3, I could just pull the cue ball back, and now I'm up on the 4. I'd come a little high, so I got a nice natural angle in to come out, what? For the 5. From the 5, I could take it down to the rail, bring it up, bring it in, now I'm on the 6. From the 6, the 3's already out of the way, so the cue ball's coming all the way back for the 7. From the 7, I'm simply going to just fly the cue ball straight up. I got enough of an angle here, so when I put the 8 ball either in the side, which is easy, from here, the cue ball is just going to simply drift just past where the cue ball, or the 3 ball is right now. And look, I'm straight in on the 9. I read the pattern. So you can either read a pattern or you have to create a pattern. And there are 2 different skill sets on how you do that. So in this case, as you start out, hit the center of the cue ball and see if it gives you what you're looking for. If it doesn't, that's when we begin to adjust. We'll put a half a tip up, a half a tip down. Now see what happens. I'm going to encourage you that at least 9 out of every 10 shots stay within 1 tip from center if you have to get off center at all. But you are welcome to go anywhere up the center 7 axis of the cue ball at any time, because as long as you're staying center on the cue ball, you're not complicating the shot. But the minute you get off left or right of center, you're complicating the shot. You agree with that, Bert?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So let's just go ahead and take a peek at the 1 ball and see what happens. And let me see if I can put this ball in the hole. Okay, this is technically my first shot of the whole day. I mean, guess what, people? I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed. I have to take these glasses off. These are my basic reader glasses. Find my pool glasses that are made for me by Dr. Harrison in Quebec, Canada. I got a call this week from somebody who said, hey, and these are my pair that are in gold. Those are cool. And then I just got another new pair from Dr. Harrison that are in pewter, which are really cool. So I can see a whole lot better. So if you go to the website, look on the left side, you'll see my eyes in the photograph. This is the first time I'm actually wearing these. And you see my eyes like that, and you just click on that, and you go straight to Dr. Harrison. And he's been taking care of me for years, and he's been taking care of thousands of pool players for years. Guess what? He's now a retired optician, but he just makes pool glasses for pool players now, which is totally cool. So thank you, Gordon. You were the best. Okay, so I'm looking through these new lenses also for the first time. Wow, that was weird. Okay, they're moving on me a little, so I'm going to need some adjustments here. Okay, I'm at center ball. I'm at center ball, and I'm going to hit this with a 5-speed shot stroke. How do I know that? Because from here I got 1. From here I got to go at least to a 2-speed. From here I got to go at least to a 3-speed. Okay, I know I touched the cue ball, put it back. So there's my 3-speed. But in addition to that, you got to look at the cut shot I'm hitting, which means I'm hitting about a third of the ball. So the ball's going to take up a third of my energy. Yeah, this is a whole different lesson, I know, but cue ball speed control is another major thing I keep getting a lot of mail on. So if the one ball is going to take a third of the speed away, plus I need enough to go at least 3 full shot speeds, I'm going to need every bit of at least a 5-speed shot stroke, take away a third, I got 3 left. The cue ball should land pretty much where I want it. Again, if you join DITV, you get all my clinics and all my books and videos. You get every bit of these classes in all the detail you'd want. Okay, let's go. Let's just go ahead and knock this ball in the hole center. Okay, I'm just hitting center ball. Let's see what happens. Okay, here comes my pre-stroke. That looks like a very good 5-speed shot stroke to me. Let's take the shot. Cue ball. Okay. So what happened? Well, I hit it with a 5-speed. I know I did. Okay, pretty good with a 5-speed, I think, or any other speed for that matter. Just want to go up and down the table. Somebody says, what's a speed stroke? So this is a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So if you want to practice this, you take it a half a diamond off the rail, and then you go ahead, there's your pre-stroke. You go, yeah, that's a 5. Let the shot go. Have it come up the table, down the table, and it should stop in the middle of the table. Pretty close. There's your 5-speed. That's the same speed I actually hit it with. And look at where the cue ball died on me down here. Okay? You say, well, how can I get a little more action? Because I don't think I need more than a 5-speed. I've measured it. How about if we come up that half a tip above center? Yeah. See, now what's going to happen is the center ball lost a lot of energy. Just getting that ball rolling a little bit more is going to make a big difference. So if we put the ball back up here, put the cue ball, see we have the table. This is how you could practice quick, because if the table's marked, you don't have to wonder, and you got to hit the same shot over and over and over. And whether you miss it or make it is not important. It's more important that when you do make it, you then identify what adjustment you need to make to the cue ball in order to get that. Okay? Now, that's how you learn a shot. And whether you put a half a tip up or down or 2 or 1 or to the left or the right, and when you finally make that adjustment, then you're going to shoot the shot right. Now, let's get into how to read a pattern, okay? Because I needed to give you that initial beginning in order for some of what I'm going to say to make a little more sense as I move through a little more clearly and quickly how to determine shot speeds and shot position, okay? So let's go ahead and take this exact same table. Let's change out the 5 ball for one of those stripes. Let's go ahead and take the 4 ball out of the table, put an 11 ball up there. Let's go ahead and take this green ball out of the play and put that better one back in play. And let's remove the 3 ball with the 12. And now we look like we're in the middle of an 8-ball game. And you know what? Just for the fun of it, let's go over here and create a cluster. Let's jam one of these up like this. And just something like that. Well, I know, take it off the spot, but so now you have more to think about. Okay, when you read a pattern, you always start from the first ball you're going to shoot and then progressively keep going forward. When you have to create a pattern, you can't see it. Then you have to start from the optimum end result that you're looking for, and then you work backwards. Yeah, really, it works just like that. So in this particular case where I'm at, I am going to, okay, I'll tell you what, I have solids. That's what I'll do. I've got the low ones, okay? So with that being the case, reading a pattern would look something like this again. Very similar. First of all, do I have 3 open and available shots? Well, technically I do, but I'm going to show you what's going through my head at the same time. So I'm talking as I'm thinking, I'm telling you what I'm thinking. I know I got to break this cluster up because the 6 doesn't pass the 4. There's no combination there. And this is an issue, but it's also the possibility that I have to think about if my opponent's getting to the table, you should see that whatever it's going to take, my opponent has some clear access to shoot that 11 ball in the corner. So if I break this up because I'm running, or if I'm trying to keep myself in a position where I don't want my opponent to get access to this 11 ball, then this is part of where the thinking and the strategy comes in. So for most of you, the key question I start with, and again, for those of you just joining in, thank you for joining. This is going to be an extended long session tonight. I'm teaching a little extra lengthy because I'm getting a lot of mail about patterns, pattern reading, and how do I know which is most of the letters come in are like, how do I know which shot to select? How do I know which is the better shot to select? And the problem is you keep watching videos and you're watching tournaments and you're scratching your head going, how did he think of that? How did they know how to think of that? That's part of how I train you with coaching as you become a more advanced player. See, this game is basically made up of two critical parts, the mechanics and the mental, the knowledge. And so if your knowledge base isn't trained and you're just a ball banger and a shot maker, okay, great. But you're going to get beat every time by somebody who's way smarter than you, even if you're a better shot maker, because he'll know how to lock you up and make you frustrated and get in your head. So back to what we're looking at here. If I did you see what happened when I hit that? The cue ball just floated down. Well, look, if it floated down here, either I could bring it up a little higher or leave it in the trap zone here so I have some angle, but that's kind of a pretty natural angle to get to that 7 ball. Okay, so let's see what happens. Another thing I could consider is, what if I shot the 2 ball? Put it in the side. Now, you remember, I teach you the 30-degree rule. Give me a peace sign. Now, that 30-degree rule turns into a shot. That is 30-degree cue angles. It's also the actual automatic carom roll-off angle. If the cue ball is just rolling, the moment it makes contact with another object ball, it's going to split off at 30 degrees. Now, that's the big advantage of having a bank rail angle calculator, too, because as you're practicing, I show you precisely how to read 30-degree angles, and you can see them. It also teaches you how to make sure you got the perfect hand position so you're not too closed and not too open, because then you don't have 30 degrees just because you go like that. If you had an M1A1 cue, it's right on the front of the cue, the whole 30 degrees. So for those of you who have M1A1s, thank you. And now, here we go. So if I shoot this 2 ball, and I stand back and I do the 30-degree rule, the inside knuckle shows me the cue. I put it right under where I can see the cue ball. I hold that line right to the contact point of the 2 ball that I intend to hit, and then I look at, okay, what is going to be the cue ball break off? So from this point here, the cue ball is driving. This is the angle, and then from here, watch this. Here we go. I can see it. There's my 30-degree angle right there. So if I hit this angle here, angle in is angle out, everybody, right? This angle in, here's a perfect 90 degrees coming. Oh, I just might clip that 4 ball perfectly. Break this open, and then I could actually potentially reconsider if I can get at that 4 and 6 ball, okay? So do I have 3 open and available shots? Sure I do. I could shoot the 1 to the 7, bring it up, and now I've got the 2 ball. But the thing is, when I shoot the 1 ball, I'm going to ask the same exact 3 ball rule question. Now do I have 3 open and clear shots? And if I don't, I'm on defense. So even if I should happen to make the 1 ball and the 7 ball and get the cue ball here, if I don't position this one correctly, now I put myself at a 1-shot opportunity to hit this 2 ball, bust up the cluster. So could it be better if I take this chance now, pocket the 2 ball, and see if I can actually break this up? What if I don't break it up? I can miss it. If I miss it and leave the cue ball in this vicinity, somewhere in here, I could potentially come back behind the 6, tap it, it'll hit the 4 will break out, the cue ball will stay behind the 6 ball, and now I've played a defense. Why? Because I knew I didn't have 3 open shots. Now, some of you keep in mind when I teach you the rules of 8 ball on how to be on offense or defense, remember that's the 5-question rule. I know I'm burying you, but this is where you want to go get on DITV and take these things one at a time, week after week, practice session after practice session, and evolve. I will turn you into an amazing pool player in 3 years. That's the bottom line. You can become pretty good at anything in 3 years. But as a general rule, for those of you who train with me and work with me, and even the one-on-ones, I have within 3 years taken a B-plus player, and he's on the pro tour. So this is how we can do this, okay? I don't know if taking the 1 to the 7 to the 2 right now, because if I get trapped here, oh man, I would love, I'll tell you right now, if my opponent, I'm sitting in the chair, and I see he shoots anything other than that 2 ball, I know, number 1, he doesn't have a lot of knowledge. Number 2, oh good, I hope he makes that one, and that one, and that one, because I know he's probably going to get messed up here somewhere. I should know that simply because he already made a wrong choice, so he could possibly not be that smart. Now, if he starts keep making more and more and more wrong decisions, then I know he's not smart. It could just be an off thought, could have just been a missed angle on his shot. But if he goes for the 2 ball first, and even if he misses this, he was thinking. Now, I need to sit in the chair and think about the fact that, hey, this guy was thinking. So I'm going to make sure I'm thinking too. If he shoots the 1 right out of the gate, I'm going to hope he makes the 1 and the 7 and maybe the 2. But if he misses anything after the 1, 7, and 2, I'm going to make sure he never, unless it's a simple run out, I'm going to make sure he never sees those again. And I'm going to force him to give me ball in the hand, because 8 ball is like playing combat. It's an army game. I got 7 soldiers, you got 7 soldiers, we're capturing the 8 ball, and I've got to outthink you. So that's important. So what's going to happen here? Let's go ahead and try this 2 ball. I know you're all crazy over there saying, shoot your shot, shoot your shot. Okay, so go ahead. Some of you line up like that, and then there's your spot, right? And you bring it down here. Those of you learning your ghost ball technique, I know you know that, okay? Shouldn't be too much trouble. But once again, if you're going to use that ghost ball aiming technique, keep in mind CIT, collision-induced throw. What you think might be the perfect spot there you're touching, depending on the length of that ball that it has to travel, it's going to alter its direction based on the angle you hit it at. So you need to go ahead and check that out. And again, I cover that in so much detail on DITV, so please, people, take advantage of that. Okay, let's go ahead and shoot the 2 ball, see what we're looking at, and see if we can break up this cluster as a means of just part of this conversation. These glasses are really looking fun to me. Okay, here we go, people. Ready? Here we go. Oh, now, center ball. Sorry, center ball. I'm just going center ball because I want to be able to learn what the shot's going to do. Here we go. Oop, I missed, and it missed. This is the best part of what? The table's already marked. Just set it up and shoot it again. Now remember the 3-strike rule. I teach you this again. Strike 1, hey, come on, pay attention. You know, all that talking, or if I stop talking, I generally don't shoot very well. But here we go. I'm talking and I'm shooting, so let's do the 2 ball one more time. And, oh, yeah! And all I did was roll center ball. Now, here's my point to you. You need to shoot that shot multiple times, and you know what? Try it with a little bit more stun. Try it with a half a tip of bottom. Try it with a half a tip of top. See what happens if you put a little bit of top left. But once you start at dead center, see what the natural roll of the cue ball is going to be, then modify the action of the cue ball to see what adjustment you need to make. You say, well, how will I remember that during competition, Dominic? The answer is because if you do the work the right way like this, you're never going to forget it when you get in competition, because that's what's going to come into your head. Oh, I remember that. I just did that for 4 hours the other day. I had a guy call me up from Pennsylvania a couple hours ago telling me, I practice for 5 hours a day. I used to practice for 5 hours a day. If you played on a table for 5 hours a day, that's one thing. But if you practiced for 5 hours a day, just don't think if you're on the table banging balls, you're practicing. That's not practicing. Practicing is something that intentionally is targeting a skill area that needs to be improved. That's practice, okay? And if you get any of my drills and all of that, now look at this beautiful arrangement. Now, I've made his 11 ball even tougher to make because it was an open shot, because now I even got a bigger area to hide behind if I needed that. I made the ball, it's still my shot. Some of you want to know, what's the 5 questions, Dominic? I know I see you. Look, Is the table clear of complex clusters? Right? Good. Is the 8-ball open and accessible to win? Okay, good. Can you see a clear opening shot? Great. Can you see a pattern from that opening shot so you can run out? Can you read the pattern, which is what we're learning? Can you read the pattern? Good. Do you have the confidence that you can run it? If you could say no to any one of those 5 questions, you're on defense. But if you could say yes, the table's clear of complex clusters. Oh, look, the 8-ball is open and accessible to win.